Okay, so it's still good. All right. And then Moro says it's still retarded. And then, okay, we'll see. Maybe one day there will be a change. Next up, the Overlord Transport upgrade. So they've heard a few different options, and they heard someone suggests evolution chamber requirement, and they think that's pretty good. So that's going to be added in instead of requiring lair, which
Yay.
that's good, right? That's not too expensive. Evo chamber, right, Bly?
I was so sad when it was on layer. Like I was extremely sad because like this moment Zerg could not make any pressure versus Terran or Protoss. Like before when I had drops, Protoss tried to like play defensively, never harass with the depths and never trying to kill the drones because meantime I could drop links and kill some probes. And now they don't even care about anything. Just put a zealot in the wall and go with all the other while turn don't care too much too. I feel like when it's gonna be after even evolution chamber, I don't mind too much. Like my proposal was to make it 25-50, like more gas investment, so it's kind of harder for Zerg to execute because if you like spend 50 gas early in the game, your tech is gonna be delayed for like 30 seconds, which is a lot. And overall, like your chamber is not a big requirement. I would say like you have a lot of enough minerals in Legacy of the Ways that you can allow yourself to make your chamber if you want to draw.
Yeah. I can't wait to see what kind of two base all-ins you come up with now. That
Three.
three? Or all right. Next up.
No, no, I wanna talk
All right,
about
all
it.
right. Sorry, guys.
I gotta say, like I'm pretty involved in this because I'm like I think I was one of the biggest hater of the Overlord drops at Hatchery Tech because I
Yeah,
thought that was like really OP, and then moving it to Lair, I was very happy about that. But after talking to some other guys and so on, I kind of changed my opinion that moving it to Lair was a little bit too much, and I think Lair or Evolution Chamber requirement is actually a perfect change because it's gonna be just enough, like just as expensive enough to really make it weaker as all-ins, just like pick up 8 roaches and kill your opponent, that kind of stuff. But the thing about having it on evolution, it's like not a random building. Like you want evolution chamber if you're gonna play like a macro game. So evo
yeah.
chamber is still like useful if you wanna like
I
play
feel like
macro, like defend against Banshee or start some upgrades. So it's not gonna feel so expensive if you wanna use Overlord drop as like harassment, and it's gonna hurt the all-inning Zerg much more. So I think it's a great change.
I think my idea is way better with more gas investment. Like any gas investment of the Zerg in early game is so extremely expensive. Like so
So,
expensive.
but you
You
meant like 50 gas per Overlord?
yeah. I mean overall, if you make Obi drop, you have to make a lot of damage. Otherwise, you have to kill like 6 SCV at least. And if it's gonna be like 20, 50 gas instead of 25, you have to kill like 8 because you have to harvest a lot of gas earlier. You don't mine those minerals. You make late third. You make late layer, so you don't have tech. I feel like it's one way or another. With the evolution chamber, I can make like a part of the wall and meantime like make upgrade for macro game, which is great idea for me. Like why not? Mm, I feel like gas is way better idea.
Okay.
Yeah, like I can totally see where you're coming from, but speaking as a Terran, I can never, propose too hard Zerg nerfs. So if I were to say like, oh, make it 50 gas, then every Zerg would feel like that's huge, right? So I'm not gonna pretend here. like I know how much 50 gas is for Zerg. So if you say it's like a better choice, then I trust you on that. But I think I still think like either way, it's a great change.
Yeah, I mean, overall, yeah. Before it was kind of strong. Like I could make a macro hedge and not macro hedge, macro hedge in your third.
Yeah, that was
and
some stupid stuff like that.
and drop it just instantly. Now, I mean, if I think about like 50 gas, then I could not make it efficient at all because it's coming later and I just lost. With the evolution chamber, I can skip one drone, even two drones. Like, yeah. Like, Zerg have a lot of minerals in the early game and not as much gas. Because you have invested into link speed and maybe layer if you wanna. Or overdrop.
So do you think that this overlord drop is still gonna be like the all-in kind of Zerg is still gonna be super strong with the evolution chamber requirement?
I can tell you that all-in from Zerg is not working at all right now. Like, all-in from Zerg versus Terran doesn't work at all.
I mean like after the patch with the overlord change.
If Terran Scout, it doesn't work at all in Legacy of the Void, trust me. Every
No,
time I
okay.
get scouted, like, if Terran know what to do, like, I win first game, then I lose. Like,
Okay.
no joke. Terran just make tank and dropship, GG. Any all-in defend, like, so easy, you don't care about what Zerg does. He does ground. You cannot catch tank. That's all.
Yeah.
That's all the mess, so...
Alright. Great discussion, guys. Next up, we have the Disruptor. Basically, David Kim says, we're playing around with different cost version of the Disruptor so that it's not as heavy of a gas investment. The general idea here is to reduce the gas cost needed so that disruptors can see more play across the board. We'll try to finalize the number for the next balance update.
Are you serious?
Do you guys think David Kim's a comedian in his spare time?
Yeah.
Yeah?
200 gas for units that usually kill at least like 3 hydras.
Yeah.
Already.
Nighten, do you think that's too good to be true? Do you think it's reasonable?
I actually have no idea.
Yeah?
You see, this is not a patch note. This is just a community feedback. So maybe when the patch notes come, they will change the gas to 100, 150, but they will lower the radius, they will lower the damage. I have no idea.
No, I think, no, this is only like lowering, like this would be a strict buff, because it's only mentioning the gas, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. But this is what he's saying now. Until the patch goes live, or until they release the patch notes, maybe they change their mind.
Mm-hmm.
Like they change, for example, from patch to patch with the overlord drop.
Mm-hmm.
Like they patch today, and the next day or in the same day, they announced that they were gonna rework the overlord drop.
Mm-hmm.
So it can be
but
the
well,
case
like,
now.
what's your point?
Like,
My point is that you don't know they are gonna only lower the
yeah, but like in a world where they would do that, do you agree that the disruptor needs to be cheaper because it's not being used often?
Yeah, I said that. I don't know
Okay.
if that would affect.
Okay.
Okay.
Because it doesn't, I mean, when I go to late game against Zerg, against good Zerg, not against Fly, it doesn't matter the gas.
Yes.
Like, I don't feel like Disruptor costs too much gas.
Okay. See,
Okay.
that's a good answer. What about you, Mo?
Personally, I feel like the gas cost is kind of in a good place right now. What I feel is a problem with the disruptor, if there is one, is that I think the range is too like low, and especially considering that it's static while it's shooting, so it becomes a little bit too vulnerable, and I feel like it's a little bit awkward to use. I would love to see if the ball of energy was alive for like 0.5 seconds more, so it could reach out at least to be about as long as a siege tank range. Because right now it feels like it has about 10 range or something like that. It's a little bit short in my opinion.
I already suggested that, but I don't think they
it
will
more
take
than
into
10.
consideration this.
It's more than 13.
It's more than 13?
Yeah. It's go far away behind the lurker, like far away. And
No.
I face it a lot in ladder, and I play a lot of ladder, and I face it a lot. And Disruptor right now is really strong. You have to force a fight versus Protoss, otherwise he will siege you up and just wreck you, because you cannot move out versus Disruptors, because you just move out, you are climbed up. Otherwise he'll fight with all army versus parts. It's so hard right now to play with Protoss because of Disruptor. Like, I played versus MC a few games in ladder lately, and he had 4 of them. I had 9 lurkers. He just sieged me up and killed all the lurkers, and even catch some hydras and other units. It's really hard versus them right now, really hard. They're really strong versus Zerg, especially really strong. I wanna whine about this unit.
Yeah? Have you tried
using... It one-shot Roach.
Yeah.
It should at least be 140 damage. It one-shot every Zerg unit except Lurker. Okay, first, except Ultra, but Ultra is tier 3 unit and you need upgrades, and it's expensive. It's extremely expensive. And even versus Disruptors, when I face 6, Ultras don't make too much, because they kill 2 instantly with Disruptors, and meantime with all army just right-click with the Immortals. I feel like Disruptors should be nerfed, not buffed.
Okay. Well, speaking from a Terran versus Protoss perspective, my opinion is that Disruptor is a little bit weak, and that's only speaking of Terran versus Protoss.
It's easier for you to split. They don't make too much versus Terran.
Yeah,
and
probably.
your units is faster overall. Steam Marines is faster than Hydras or Roaches.
Yeah.
And your units doesn't if you have tanks, they kill the tanks with Disruptor, and if I have Lurkers, they kill the Lurkers anyway. You can take tank, pick it up, and it doesn't die. While Zerg have to unburrow Lurker and go away, which is too late.
But have you tried, since they buffed the Ravager range for the ability, have you tried sniping Disruptors with that? Maybe that would help.
Are you serious?
Yeah, they buffed it from 9 to 13.
To 13, yeah, but are you serious about sniping unit that is as fast as Archon?
Hey man, that was just I was just alright, okay. So I guess you did try or didn't try that, but alright, so Mo, I don't know what to tell you. Do you think it needs to be nerfed, or do you want it still buffed?
The Disruptor?
Yes.
Well, considering what Bly said, if it's already very strong against Zerg, then maybe they should find a different way to make it useful against Terran rather than buffing the range. What that would be, I don't know. The only suggestion I had was the range buff, but if that's a bad idea, then I don't really got anything else. Yeah, I don't think we'll be seeing Disruptors against Terran, because I think Stormis is just a better choice.
Yeah.
Maybe even Colossus. That's against Bio, that is.
Okay.
Actually, against Mac, I feel like it's a good unit against Mac because it's
Yeah,
still
probably.
one shot Hellbats, yeah?
Yeah, like it's probably super good against Hellbats, the same way it's very good against Hydras, but nobody plays mech. It's complete trash. So
Interesting. All right. And last but not least, David Kim said the maps in Legacy of the Void basically says, as we've done multiple times in the past, we definitely know that if a map isn't completely standard, a majority of the players will think it's a bad map. However, this is one of the areas we would really like to push back because the positive effects of having more diverse map pool is just too good for the game. We see this a lot. For example, in the Heart of the Storm Season 3, various tournaments going on in Legacy of the Void in terms of how different maps, how you can play the maps. Like, you don't play the same playstyle on every map. So that's what they're saying. They're saying, like, suck it up. We're going to keep those maps. The maps are diverse. If the maps are too good, then the games becomes more stale. I think what they don't understand is that some of these maps have just been in play for too long. Something like Cactus Valley, and what else actually is in the Heart of the Storm map pool that's been in the game for a while? That's pretty much it, right? Cactus Valley is the oldest map in the map pool, because Moonlight Madness is new, Terraform is new, Bridge is new.
Coda.
Coda. Oh yeah, Coda's very old. Yeah, so
Coda is oldest.
yeah,
Yeah.
Coda and Cactus. Cactus is old as well, right? 2 seasons
Not
now?
as old. 2 seasons, yeah.
Yeah, Ken Coda is 3, I guess.
Mhm.
Alright, so do you guys agree with that? Nighten, do you like the maps? Do you have fun playing Legacy? Do you have fun playing on the maps?
Well, I don't like all the maps, obviously. I don't think there is any player that likes all the maps, but yeah, I have a lot of fun playing Legacy.
Okay.
I think it's a much better game. At least for Protoss. Protoss is way more fun to play. Now that I have Disruptor and Adept, 2 units that don't require a move like Roach and Hydras, and I have a lot of micro to do with them. Not a lot, but at least I have to micro them. Not like Zealots, Stalkers, Sentries, Colossus, where you just attack move, 2 force fields, and that's about it.
Alright. What about you, Mo? What about the maps?
yeah, I think the map pool is complete trash. The way he's talking about having like a diverse map pool, I think that doesn't justify just having straight up like trash maps. If you want like a map with a backdoor, then why not you bring back some map like Nimbus? If you want a map with close air distance, maybe you could come up with some better. Like I'm just saying, like I don't like the maps, even like Dash and Terminal and so on. It just makes like these maps aren't even balanced in hardest form. I don't see where we're playing on these maps. Like I would prefer seeing pretty normal maps for the most part, and then a few like gimmicky maps. Because right now the only like standard map is that to me feels like Terraform. I don't know what other map I can play normally on. That's my opinion. Huh?
Ruins, good macro map.
Ruins, but isn't
Ruins
that
of
like a
Ceres.
four-player map?
Yeah.
Yeah, but that map is just fucking huge, and I hate 4-player maps. So I don't think that's a good standard map anyway.
You're not a truly macro term.
No, what I'm not is a Zerg player, and that's a Zerg heaven right there.
Actually, it's Beastucuty Heaven. Like, he loves this map. Like, CC all over the map and just don't care about anything.
Okay.
Okay. So, guys,
Right.
I think that covers everything basically in the community feedback update from today. Lots of great thoughts shared by David Kim, telling us the next direction for the next balance update. Really looking forward to that. I think everyone on the in the show really enjoys Legacy of the Void right now. Of course,
Yeah,
there's
sure.
always people that disagree. I mean, Velo last week was pretty vocal about not enjoying the game. But a Velo is a Velo. So before we wrap up the show and we go to the viewer questions, we're going to talk a little bit about WCS, which is happening right now. There's been a few results. We're just going to talk about the results themselves, the upsets, and, you know, congratulate the people that made it to the round of 8 and all that stuff. So let me update this thing real quick. Yeah, by the way, guys, I told these folks that the show would last an hour and a half, so we're gonna go a little bit overboard than what I said. I thought it would be shorter, but I didn't anticipate the post by David Kim today. So, okay, so the groups. Let me pull it up. Here we go. So in the last 3 days, all the groups have been played. They've had basically they would play the first 3 matches, which would be the first 2, and then the winners match to determine who would be first in the group. And today, Thursday, they've been playing every other match. So Group A, Zanster on top, beating Marine Lord and beating Mana. Year of Zanster, Moro, as your teammate. Do you think it's his year? I mean, he beat sort of for the esports SM. Now he's making it very far.
Yeah, I mean it's about time for Sunster. He's been beating us Swedes even last year in Esport SM, so I'm very glad to see him like finally. It's like about time that he fucking performs because I know this guy is like really good, so I'm really happy that he made it to round of 8, and I'm like it was super impressive seeing him beat the Marine Lord in like against Mech, which is very strong right now.
I see. Do you think he found the perfect recipe, Bly? Do you think Zenster has like mastered how to beat mech?
And actually, I was surprised that he beat Marine Lord. Like both games he won, I think Marine Lord made mistakes which he should not. Like when I saw his games before, like way before where it was Firecake, when he made like all the right moves, and there was almost the same, but then he fight far away from turrets and just lost 2 games. Same, just fight far away from turrets and lost because of this versus Mask Raptor. I think it's more like Marine Lord failed, even though like Firecake, even though Zanster played really good. Terran Mech late army is almost unbeatable if Terran do everything like really right, like properly fight with like planetary turrets, don't climb up, and you just cannot win as there. Like he made like remarks with 50 corruptors, 52 I think corruptors, and
That's not
you
so.
just you just sit close to turrets and just kill him. He had even PDDs, but not enough.
I see. Naiden, do you still follow a little bit of Art of the Swarm and the results and the matches?
Yeah, I've seen the results. I didn't see the games.
I see.
Zanster against Marine Lord, but as
I actually wanted to ask you about Marine Lord and Mana that happened today.
uh, I've seen only the final 2-3 minutes from the first game, Mana against Marine Lord.
Okay, on paper, do you think the results? Do you think Mano is gonna beat Marine Lord?
I think Marine Lord was a bit nervous, if not a bit too nervous.
Okay.
But
Interesting.
but I'm happy for Zanster, that same as Moro. I'm glad that he managed to advance to the finals.
I see. Interesting. Group B, Petrius coming out on top and first in his group, ahead of Snoot, Sen, and Gunfu Panda. Someone who goes to school quite a lot. Gunfu Panda coming out second. Bly, I think you were talking to me about Snoot throwing the game.
Yeah.
Does that happen often with Snoot, or do you think it's just like
No.
nerves, or?
I have no idea what happened to him. He didn't kill the Prism like with 4 HP Prism at his main. He was hunting it with Corruptors and then just left it with 4 HP and go away. And then this Prism made damage and he had to split his attention, and then he had like 3 Ultras plus Adrenaline Links plus Vipers versus 160 of Protoss, which is like ridiculously good for Zerg. Like you just A-click and just put a Blame Clouds. He lost all 3 Vipers to feedback, while Vipers was almost on top of Protoss army. So he kinda misclick, I guess. I don't know. And lost his army like once, and then he threw it again almost the same way. And then the third way, after counterattack from Benda, he attacked with all my army without queens. He forgot like 10 queens. Like his decisions was, I don't know, maybe kind of nervous. I have no idea, but he played, like, he started really good and he ended really poorly. I was really sad about it. I was hoping to get like top 4. He's really strong right now.
Okay. I think Group C is pretty. Group C, basically what happened is Pole finished first, Hydra finished second. I think that's a pretty expected result. Laser and Violet not making it out. Maybe Hydra over Polt would have been more expected. And Group D, which is still being played right now, Lilbo came out on top. That was really impressive. Hygas didn't win a single map. But just Lilbo, it seems like... I feel like Lilbo is just like the best foreigner. Like, I think this year it's safe to say that he is. I mean, like, people will compare results at the end of the year, but go ahead, Naiden.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think he was he had the best cheeses and olives this year, so he deserves the title for best.
I see. What about you, Mo? Did you catch any of the 4GG Lobo games?
Yeah, I think I saw Lilbo versus 4GG. I'm like really terrible with memory. That was yesterday, right?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, I think. Oh yeah, I remember the game on Terraform. Like, fucking 4GG moving out across Terraform, he like passed Lilbo's rocks, and it came like a time warp. He just killed the army, and the game finished. Like, it's nice of Lilbo to win, but I feel like 4GG was really off his games, at least in that series. I didn't see Lilbo against Yedong, but what could I say about it in general? But yeah, I think it's... You could definitely argue Lilbo being the best foreigner so far this year. But I think there are some strong contenders for that. I for one really like what Marine Lord has done this year as well. It's really impressive.
Okay. Well, that wraps up WCS. Hopefully Jaedong makes it out, as I prefer Jaedong over 4GG because the dong is the dong. But
4GG is 1-0 already.
God damn it, Bly, don't do that to me, man. Alright, guys. If you have any questions for the panel, whether it's about Heart of the Swarm, Legacy, or what we had for breakfast, hit us up on Reddit. You still have some time before I go through every question there. There's not a lot, so maybe not a whole lot of time, but you still have some time. For Moro, how does it feel to be the biggest star in the StarCraft 2 community? God fucking damn it. I didn't screen the questions.
Not sure about that. But I'm certainly on my way, aren't I?
Yeah.
It's been crazy, like doing every talk show. Like it's not me, like me asking to be on these talk shows. I'm like they're asking me, like if I want to come on, and I just keep saying yes. It's almost to the point of being a little bit ridiculous, at least to me right now. But as long as people like hearing my opinions and so on, I'm like glad to go on to talk shows and so on.
All right. Next up, Bly. Do you share the opinion that Zerg is fairly boring at the moment? Both Lembo and Penguin have said that. There's not much to do anymore.
It's about huts.
About Legacy.
Legacy? Oh, in huts, yeah, for sure. Like, you play the same stuff, you react to Tron and Protoss, like, all the game. But in Legacy, you have a lot of options. I feel like it's very bad opinion about a lot. In a lot, when you get dropped back, you might all in a lot. You might try to all in a lot. You have Ravagers, you have Lurkers, you have Vipers, you have new Ultras, you have new units. You making like 10 bases, you run buys. I feel like Legacy right now is very fun to play, and I love it. I don't know why they say that. So, like, if they would say it about HUDs, yeah, for sure, that's what I felt about HUDs, because it's just trash right now for me. I'm so bored of the same game for like few years already, a bit more. That I want to play like Legacy so much, and I'm playing it every day, and I'm enjoying the change of the games, and I'm trying to play new games as much as possible because it's way more enjoyable, I would say.
Okay. Now that we are at the end of the month, the next patch will probably be the last design change. Are you guys confident that the problems can be really solved in one patch? A little bit of context is David Kim said there was like 1 month left to do really big crazy changes, and so what this guy is saying, basically Rewarded Fool on Reddit, is that the next patch should be like the last big changing patch. And so would you guys be okay with Legacy being shipped this way that it is? Naiden, let's start with you.
I have no idea.
Would you be satisfied?
I already said. I think I already said that a few times. Now, Legacy is much better than HOTS. So, yeah, I'm satisfied, I guess.
Okay.
What was your question? What did you say?
Would you be okay if like Legacy like was being released the way?
Yeah, I'm okay if they release it by November, December. What I would actually like, but I doubt that will happen, for Blizzard to keep working on a new not patch, not expansion, something between for the next year, something like Dota 2 had this year, if you know what I mean.
You play Dota?
No.
Okay, but
I follow because I have a lot of Romanian friends who play Dota.
Okay, cool.
So basically, they keep me in touch with Dota.
Okay, cool. What about you? What about you, Mo?
Okay, before today, I would say yes, except for fucking Inject Larva. But after reading the September 10 update from David Kim, I think we're gonna go in the opposite direction once again. And the only thing that I'm gonna really like about Legacy is the new economy. I think they're really, like, he's fucking up so hard about the mule in this September 10 thing. And yeah, I think it actually is that big if you're a Terran player. But just in general, there are so many good things about Legacy. Like I like the new units. Cyclone is kind of retarded, but otherwise, I think the units are pretty nicely designed. I really, like I said before, the economy changed. Even though I think Double Harvest is a better model, I still think like the way they did it in Legacy is gonna be good enough. So, so yeah, that's kind of what I think about. Before today, it was looking brighter actually.
Okay, cool. Interesting. What about you, Bly? Would you be satisfied
I
with the
feel
game?
I feel like as soon as they fix Liberator shift click, I would be satisfied with the recent patch. Like, at least I would be okay with it. Because right now, it doesn't, like, before turn could drop and it require a bit of micro. Right now, turn just shift click with Liberator and he don't care. He just kills the whole mineral line and Zerg have to micro so much against it.
Well, I'm pretty sure they are gonna nerf the Liberators.
I hope so.
Yeah, I think
I
they are.
hope they-
It's like I think everyone thinks that the unit is a bit too strong right now.
Yeah.
Is that all, Bly? Sorry.
Yeah, it's for sure. I mean, I'm pretty sure that like the final change is gonna be like 2016 in September.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be the final changes because it's really hard to balance the game. You have to get a lot of feedback from the different changes and keep updating and updating. But right now, as soon as Liberator change, I'm kind of happy with it.
Okay. As for myself, I think I agree with Nighten. I think like having something like every 6 months to change the game a lot. But I don't know if like buffing certain units or adding a unit every year or something would be the best way to go about it. But it'll depend on what they want to do, obviously. But for now, the game is really fun. So, okay, next question. Yeah, this question is. Bleh. Do you think auto-inject provides an unfair advantage to Zerg in League below GM? Harassment against Zerg no longer slow down their macro, while it does slow it down for Protoss and Terran. Bly.
I feel like auto injects is needed for the newer players. I would say it's way better for overall for new players who gonna buy Legacy of the Void and try it out. They don't need to care about like injecting and those stupid macro mechanics that they didn't learn yet, and they're new to this game and they just wanna enjoy it. So from a new player perspective, it's perfect. From a pro player, maybe it's kind of okay, I would say. Like, I don't mind as long as it brings like few more faces into the game.
Okay. Let's see. Would you hope to win WCS Season 3? Nighten, who are you rooting for?
Well, I was hoping you were gonna ask me the question before too.
Before what? Oh.
Or that was a question just for Black.
Yeah, that was not. Alright, go for it, man. If you wanna take a jab at it, do you think auto inject provides an unfair advantage to Zergs in League below GM? Nighten, what do you think?
Below GM?
Yeah, well, that guy says below GM. If you think it affects players above GM or GM,
Well, I think for the pro players, it gives an unfair advantage because Terran and Protoss still require a lot of things to do, while Zerg not. So I think this is the way to go with the current patch notes. But I think it's still not enough. but maybe it is. You never know until you play. Yeah, I know. Bly disagrees. He likes aim
No,
over one.
I don't disagree. I just listen. Yeah, maybe it's not. Oh, no, it's yes. Oh, maybe it's not. No.
I don't think I said. I think I said maybe it's good, maybe it's not. You can't know until you play. You don't agree?
No, no, never mind. Really, it's okay.
You don't want to get into it?
No, you know, uh, he likes to play smart, but that's just stupid. Like you could answer.
He likes to play smart, but it's just stupid. I mean,
Yeah,
it's
you
kind
like
of
to
weird,
play
huh?
smart, but this is stupid what you do. Because I just share a point and you just laugh like,
Guys, we don't need to go down this route. But Bly, do you not agree with Naiden, and if so, why?
Because right now they made auto inject and auto mule and kinda auto boost. So why not if it's auto for all the race?
You're actually the first pro gamer who takes up the side
yeah,
of defense here,
exactly.
Bly.
You're the first one that I hear that.
The thing is,
Like
like
I
mule,
haven't,
inject is
haven't heard. Sorry, Moro, go on.
okay. I was gonna say like inject is a huge part about Zerg. It's like inject is supposed to be the hardest part about Zerg macro, and mule is not the hardest part about Terran macro. The hardest part about Terran macro is like swapping add-ons, building supply depots, like stuff like that. It's not dropping mules. So making auto for mule
Yeah,
and for inject, it's like easier for Zerg than it is for Terran. So it's funny to hear you say that, and I
but I
agree with
already
the
say that like that making easier macro mechanics for the newer players. That's the biggest reason, and I love it. As
Okay,
easier this game might be for the newer players, as better. But if you can perfect it as a pro player, if you have tools to perfect it as a pro player, then everything is safe, and Grandmaster will play better than Master, even though he don't have like injects like as he had before. Like he made inject at 37 mana, while other player made at 25, and it was not such a big difference, or at 40 even. Right now, if it's gonna be auto inject, it's gonna be same for everybody, and for the newer players, for bad players, it's gonna be same as for pro players. So pro players will, I mean, might show their strength in other things of the game, like harassment, multitasking, or making units.
I didn't really understand what you said, but I still keep what I said. Zerg macro currently it's way easier for Zerg than for Terran and for Protoss. And as Moro said, I haven't heard any Zerg uh, that disagrees with what I said beside you.
Cats agrees with me for sure.
Okay,
I spoke
I
about
don't.
it, and I heard that he says that for newer players it's good, and when it's good for newer players, it's better.
Yeah, man, I'm not
We
saying
wanna
it's bad
see
for new
better.
players.
We
Yes,
wanna,
I agree
we
with
wanna.
you. It's good for new players. It's very good for new players. I agree with you. I'm just saying for pro players, it's way easier for Zerg, the current macro changes. It's a lot harder for Terran and for Protoss.
I
Um,
don't say that it's easier for Zerg. I don't say that it's harder for Terran. I just say that it's better for newer players. Nothing else. Yes, maybe
Yeah, but
for
yeah,
me,
yes,
maybe I got
but
less benefits.
you can't balance a game for the newer players. You have to balance the game for the top players.
Mhm.
And if the game is balanced for the top players and it's also good for the up and coming players, for the new players, or for the bad players, as you say, then that's perfect.
Yeah.
But you can't have a change that it's good for the new players, for the bad players, but it's bad for the top players.
Well,
Like that's my point.
well,
But that's
Okay,
that's
one
that's
more
a good
thing.
that's a good thing about the September 10 update because it's gonna do what Bly wants, which is better for noob players because they can stack up injects,
Yeah.
and at the same time, like pro players still wanna hit the inject every time.
Yeah,
yeah. So
I
great point,
said that
Morrow.
that
Yeah.
this patch note it's in a good direction, but I also said I don't know if it's a good or a bad thing. I mean, the best thing. Maybe they still can improve it.
Okay.
Maybe it's still easy.
Yeah.
Maybe it's not hard enough.
Okay. Interesting. Interesting. So to get back to the original question, Naiden, but thank you for sharing your thoughts. Who do you hope to win WCS Season 3 winning all the players that made it to round of 8? Like, who's your favorite to... well, not necessarily... Well, it can be favorite. It can be like, you know,
Well, I will be very honest. I don't really care who's gonna win WCS.
who's the
Like,
person you like the most that's in the round of 8? Mana?
who I like the most? No, Zanster.
Okay. Well, hopefully Zenster makes it. What about you, Mo?
Oh, Sansa is from Team Property, so I guess he's my sellout answer. But I'm just kidding. I like Sansa the most, so I'm obviously cheering for him. But I don't think like he's gonna win. Let's be real here. It's probably gonna be some Korean.
As always.
My pick as the underdog, like my underdog pick here. I think it's realistic that Lilbo could win. If there's a foreigner who's gonna win, Lilbo is my pick.
Okay. What about you, Bly?
Of course, I'm cheering for Zanster, but let's be realistic, and it's gonna be Bolt, I guess.
Oh, okay. As for myself, Zanster is the best drinking buddy I've ever had, even though I only got to witness it once. But I think Lilbo is gonna... I really think Lilbo can do it. Obviously, like, 4GG is not as good as Pult, but, I mean... Lilbo beat Jaedong pretty convincingly, so he can do it again versus Hydra. It's gonna be fun, though. It's gonna be, like, the best season final we've had so far, for sure. Next question. Let's see. Okay, I think we covered everything, guys. We've come full circle. Well, I had a lot of fun talking with you guys. Naiden, bye. You guys are the best. Let's do the shoutouts. Naiden, where can we see you next? Are you gonna be streaming some Legacy? Do you have any tournaments planned that you're gonna be attending soon? Give us all the details.
Well, I'm playing in Lotus. I
Nice.
think that's the name of the tournament.
Okay.
You can find me on Twitter, Night with double D, and I'm streaming on YouTube since about 2 weeks.
Oh, nice. Do you like it?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. What's your link on YouTube?
Well, I can share it with you.
Yeah, go for it. Put it
It's
in the
not
chat.
like it's not like Twitch.
Oh, I see. So the URL is not as pretty.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, put it in the Twitch chat. But yeah, thank you for coming on and having so many different and interesting opinions. It was really interesting to hear the back and forth. Bly, what about you? What are you up to next? Maybe DreamHack, I don't know. Are you going to be streaming as well? And so on.
I might be attend in the Atlan like really soon. this information is not for sure yet, so I'm not gonna share it with all of you. But
You mean
in like
Infinity?
in
It's all
like
good.
3 days, in
Yeah.
like 3 or 5 days, I might get visa or not. That's the point. If I get visa, I go to LAN.
Okay, cool.
If I don't, then I don't, sadly. But we'll see. If yes, end of the month, I might be at
Man,
Hudson.
why do you block my link?
Oh, sorry. Well, I modded you. Here's the link of Naiden's YouTube. Sorry about that, buddy.
Because you don't deserve it,
No,
sadly.
no, 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 no.
You're such a hater.
Guys,
No.
we made
I'm
it
not.
without any flames,
You
alright?
don't,
I'm not.
you don't need to hate me. Look, I promise, next time we meet on LAN, I'll beat you with 2-1. I'm not gonna beat you 2-0.
Oh,
can
that's
be
okay, that's
half
much
happy.
better. I was like, is he really gonna beat him with something like a club? But no, that's good. Bly, you were done with your shoutouts, right? I was.
No. Yeah. So I'm follow me on Twitch, Twitch TV, Asobly, and same on Twitter. It's just simple Asobly. I'm streaming like few times a week, and of course cheer for me on tournaments. Nathan said about Lotus. Sadly, I don't play Lotus almost anymore. I guess only 2 matches left for me. So there is like not much to look after.
Okay.
Thanks.
What about you, Mo? What are you up to next? Any tournaments? Are you going to DreamHack?
Yeah, I'm going to DreamHack Stockholm. I'm not sure even when it is, but it should be interesting. Otherwise, I'm streaming Legacy of the Void at Twitch TV/Morrow. You can follow me at PropMorrow. And that's it for me. Good show, guys. Thanks for coming on.
Okay.
What about you? What about you, Destro?
So I had a wedding this weekend. I'm not so close with my family, so I guess it won't be so bad that I won't be attending. I'm going to Los Angeles for the cinematic reveal on Sunday. I'll be posting the details on Facebook and Twitter. It's free to attend. It's downtown LA at a theater, the Ace Theater. I'll be there with, I think, Base Trade and a few others. Blizzard's taking care of us, so that's going to be great. So hopefully I see you there. And otherwise, we'll be back next week. I don't know if we'll be back on Tuesday. Probably I'll try my best. Hopefully, I don't know if Huck will be with us as well, because I think he's staying in DC for an extended amount of time. But thank you everyone for watching. If you were watching WCS and us, it's extremely appreciated. See you guys next week. Bye-bye.
See ya.
All right.